Hello, this is America Azevedo again. I'm starting to get used to this now. It may be a funky environment in terms of production values, but I'm seeing that it's exciting to put up a YouTube video and then an hour later see that there may be 10 or 20 or more people have already viewed that video from this class once I put out an announcement. I'm starting to see the potential I'm starting to see the potential for a real feedback loop using this kind of technology that I had never seen before. And so I'm restructuring bSpace a little bit and restructuring how I think about it and what I'm saying to you to try to get us to work on an experiment using about three or four different medias here to increase our Socratic computing capacity. And I want to tell you that what we're learning how to do here also has application for whatever you go. If you go to for doing corporate work or research work at this university or other universities, these tools, as we get used to using them for these kinds of communication purposes, will be of great value to you as you get used to them, because by getting used to them, you develop what I refer to as cultureware. Hardware, software, that may be easy to learn at some level or another. Culture means using the tools for some cultural purpose so that we actually improve our communication in ways that work effectively. I sometimes like to say that part of what I'm trying to do is do re-engineering of education using these tools. Why re-engineering? Well, a lot of practices in education are due to things which we've been doing for hundreds of years, but the tools that we have for transmitting and sharing and exchanging knowledge have improved tremendously. Yet we still keep behaving and acting as if we're kind of working with those older sets of tools. And education has always used tools. The book, writing, papyrus, you mentioned it, there are tools. The blackboard, it's a tool. So what are our tools now? Well, the first tool is bSpace. I changed it a little bit this morning. I added a special section in the toolbar on the left side, which now has a direct link to the YouTube playlist for Engineering 110. So as I add new micro lectures, that playlist will include the newest micro lectures, so you can see them and click on them and listen to them anytime you want that way. The other thing is I improved the chat room a little bit. I added one extra room, so now we have the main chat room, which is what some of you have been using to communicate with me the past few days. But I've also added one that's a micro lecture chat room. That chat room, the micro lecture chat room, is going to be the default one that you go into when you hit the chat button. That then can be a place to do feedback and discussion based on what we are communicating here in this, I don't know what to call it, video, audio, conversation loop. The other thing is that I'm still keeping the forums, and we'll use them, of course, for more formalized exercises where we want to keep track of individual people more easily, although I think you can still do that to a great extent in the chat rooms. I have to say I prefer the chat rooms for the dialogue part of all this, because it's more like a conversation when you go into a chat room. You ever notice how a book is? When you read a conversation in a book, there's a stream of dialogue, and there may be 3 or 4 characters, and the dialogue goes back and forth between one character and another, or we're in a room. You don't even have to think of a book. We're in a room, and many of us are talking to each other, and every person who talks may talk to all the topics that happened before, or talk to something that was inspired by different topics, things that people said. In our current forum implementation, what happens is you can reply. You create a new thread and you can reply to a specific post. So it's kind of like creating a side conversation in the room between the person who said it and everybody else who wants to respond to that one particular thing, so that the larger conversation gets lost in that way. So conversation style forum, chat room, just simply lists the posts in sequence. And one may read backwards or forward and then respond to something that happened before or the thing just immediate. So it has more of a kind of the quality of a real conversation. So I like the chat room approach for that, because it fertilizes thinking on many multidimensional levels. But I also like the forums for more formalized communications, where somebody says something very specific and we want to say things specific to that person without getting it lost in this ocean of floating posts. So that's what I mean by chat versus forums. It's not that one is good or bad, it's just they serve different purposes. But now that we're tying things together with YouTube like this, I think we may see new processes, new ways of communication that I don't even know yet. Because believe me, 2 or 3 weeks ago, I never would have guessed that I would be doing micro lectures here using this medium to you. And I didn't believe I would actually enjoy it as much. It's, like I said, funky, not edited, but it makes it more real. Kind of like the chat room. The chat room, one of its charms is you don't expect to have perfect grammar. You just put something in there. And of course the old ones, if you have dozens of people together, it's pretty wild. But this one here doesn't require that we're all together. Although I am thinking, just thinking ahead of maybe declaring that I will have a special half hour where I'll be there and ask if other people want to interact with me. And maybe that might cause a different kind of phenomena. Maybe I'll do that. So this is all for now, and I'll probably in real time see some of you in the lecture hall in about 30 minutes. Bye-bye for now.